Peter says to his buddy, "Man, your secretary is gorgeous." Tony grins. "Thanks, but she's actually a robot. Her name's Maria. Squeeze her right side, she takes dictation. Squeeze her left side, she types letters. I'll let you borrow her for the day. You'll be amazed." The next morning, Tony gets a phone call from the hospital. Peter is yelling, "You idiot!" Tony says, "What happened?" Peter shouts, "You forgot to mention the opening between her legs. It's a pencil sharpener."
Joke of the day. With the rising cost of healthcare, we're now almost forced to do our own medical tests at home. Just pee under a tree and wait for a few minutes. If ants gather, it means diabetes. If the grass dries up, it indicates high blood pressure. If it smells like BBQ, it suggests high cholesterol. And if you forget to pull your pants back up, well, that points to Alzheimer's. Joke of the day. The owner of a drugstore walks in and notices a man standing stiffly against the wall, barely moving. He turns to the clerk and asks, "What's going on with that guy over there?" The clerk replies, "He came in this morning looking for something to help his cough. I couldn't find any cough syrup, so I gave him a full bottle of laxatives." The owner shakes his head and says, "You can't treat a cough with laxatives." The clerk shrugs and says, "Oh yeah? Take a look at him. He's too scared to cough." Joke of the day.
A mother-in-law said to her son's wife when their baby was born, "I don't mean to be rude, but he doesn't look anything like my son." The daughter-in-law lifted her skirt and said, "I don't mean to be rude either, but this is a pussy, not a photocopier."
Joke of the day.
Three blondes were walking through the forest when they came across some tracks. The first blonde said, "Those are deer tracks." The second blonde said, "No, those are moose tracks." The third blonde said, "You're both wrong. Those are definitely bear tracks." They were still arguing when the train hit them.
Tea is way more dangerous than beer. I learned this the other night. I had 12 beers at the bar and didn't cause any trouble at all. Meanwhile, my wife stayed home drinking tea. When I got home at 2:30 a.m., calm, quiet, and ready for bed, she went absolutely ballistic, yelling all night and still going on the next morning. Me, I was peaceful as a sleeping baby. So, ladies, if you can't handle your tea, don't drink it. My wife and I were sitting in the doctor's office. The doctor looked at my wife, then looked at me. Finally, he smiled and said, "Sir, could you wait outside for a few minutes?" I froze. Outside? Yes. My wife looked just as confused. I slowly walked into the hallway. The door closed behind me. 5 minutes passed. Then 10. Now my imagination was running wild. Was something wrong? Were they hiding bad news? Did the doctor find something serious? Finally, the door opened. The doctor smiled. "You can come back in now." I sat down. My wife was trying very hard not to laugh. That made me even more nervous. The doctor folded his hands. "Sir, I have one question." I nodded. "Anything." He smiled. "When was the last time you surprised your wife?" I blinked. "What?" he asked again. "When was the last time you bought flowers?" Without being reminded, I looked at my wife. She suddenly became very interested in the floor. The doctor continued. "When was the last time you planned a date?" I sighed. "It's been a while." He nodded. "I thought so." Then he handed me a prescription. I looked at it. It said, "Flowers once a week, dinner together twice a month, compliments daily." I frowned. "This isn't medicine." The doctor smiled. "No, but your wife said you only remember appointments. You never remember romance." I turned toward my wife. "You told him that?" She laughed. "I might have mentioned it." I shook my head. "So this whole appointment was a setup?" The doctor laughed. "No, your checkup is perfectly fine. But after 30 years of marriage, preventive maintenance is important." I couldn't help but laugh. On the way home, I stopped at a flower shop, bought the biggest bouquet they had. When I handed it to my wife, she smiled. "So, the prescription worked?" I grinned. "I'd rather follow the doctor's orders than sleep on the couch." She laughed all the way home. And honestly, that was the best prescription I'd ever filled.